Hi guys, so this is going to be a quick message about, I'll do a, maybe I'll do it by each sign, about just kind of a spirit message. It'll be really quick about like what's coming in that's good for each sign, and you can adjust it to reflect uh, whatever situation you're thinking about, whether it's a person in love, or if it's something else like a career opportunity or something you're looking for. So uh, we'll do it that way. So watch the time here. So we'll go through the signs. We'll start with Aries, finish just normally to Pisces. I would suggest you watch your sun, rising, and any other placements that are important to you, Mars, Jupiter, Moon, to see where, for me as a reader, where you find most resonance, because it could be possible that you, for some people in the readings, you really find the rising sign makes sense to you, but you might find here that it's your Mars placement that makes more sense. So this will be a kind of a quick read. I'll keep these really short, so we'll see what happens here. Okay, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, for those who will come across this message today and or whenever in the future. What is a spirit message for Aries? Maybe I'll go 3 at a time. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and then I'll like kind of move forward in that way. Okay. So I'm trying to decide. No, we won't do that. I'm trying to decide which deck to clarify with. Okay, so for Aries, we have a spirit message telling you to do something to change your energy, your cardinal fire sign. Although you might not feel it based on your other placements, you do need that energy, that spark to keep going. If you feel like you've gotten a bit stagnant or out of sync, try to get into an energy that makes you feel like you're syncing up with life again, dancing with life, as it were. And for some of you, that might involve like actually changing something up. So not just doing what you've always done. It's also suggesting that for some of you to try something new. So if you thought about trying something new, go ahead and do that. And if not, maybe explore things that can be done. Okay, yeah, that's great. So they really want you to step into your authentic self. So if you felt that you've been having to be just a little bit different at work or in life, or to deal with a situation at home, still do that, but just like try to find how that's really authentic to what your like that Aries nature is, whether that's your Aries sun or your Aries Mars or whatever, and you'll find that it'll actually bring you attention in a good way. You're going to shine brighter, you're going to feel more whole and more complete, and you're actually going to feel better overall, even physically. And I got this before, but I'll just say again. So, and if you've had any injuries, you're going to feel better. There's a time of healing, both physical and emotional, coming, and a re-energization of sorts. Okay, Taurus. Taurus, it's talking about making sure you stay connected to friends. That's really important for you. If you've been feeling a little lonely or just like disconnected, know that you do have friends. And sometimes the conflict or confusion you feel is more like of an inner dynamic, and that there are people out there that can help align you, that talking to your friends can actually lower your cortisol. I mean, friends you trust and who care about, and who care, vice versa. It can also be that if there are people in your life who you do feel unaligned with, and it's not exactly going the way you wanted to turn inwards and to turn towards people you trust. To also, if you have practices, like maybe you like tarot, or you like something, whatever, painting, talking to people who can engage with you about more spiritual and mystical practices, to do that. You're a sign that can find beauty in everything, like even just like the pavement or the sidewalk. And so it's like kind of embrace that side of yourself where you really do see beauty in everything. And you have a nature which really wants to be loyal and stick it out with things. So find places. So again, it's kind of similar to Aries. Find places where you can be your authentic self, but where it's safe to be. If it's not safe to be loyal to someone or share your inner thoughts with someone, don't if it's not safe. see what this last one is. Yeah, okay. And then where it's reciprocal and where you can also be generous and you can like, you often thrive by doing things for others as well, and seeing them grow. So it's asking you to do that as well. And also if you have any, you know, kind of dates planned with your friends, you know, make sure, or you reach out to people and make sure you create that sense of community. This is like a total side message, but maybe if there's some like avoidance in your life, just try not to be in around that energy right now too much. Okay. So for Gemini, ooh. So all of these are similar. That's neat because I said, oh, let me go through them in these three pairs. So in all of these ones, it's a little bit about, you know, staying true to yourself and not like dimming your light. And again, that's true for you, Gemini, as well. Keep yourself bright. Don't feel the need to like quiet yourself down, especially Geminis, which are sometimes a misunderstood sign of the zodiac. I have many Gemini friends. I like them very much. But I do know that there are other signs who can find it difficult to deal with them. But anyway, that says, it's also saying that if you have felt that you've had to like dim your light or dim yourself, or you've been trying to fit into places you're not, or you felt like you've had to stay quiet or something, like, psh, you know, I mean, don't. Like, you're you. But that being said, look at some of your other placements, especially for those of Geminis which have certain earth placements. Like maybe look at where those earth placements are and maybe try to bring that into your Gemini fold a little bit. There's actually a very nurturing side to Gemini as well, and where you are deliberate and, you know, and you think things through slowly. Don't let that scare you away from yourself. That's a part of your authentic self. You're really close to getting something you want. So maybe being in your real energy where you're just completely yourself is going to allow you to get to that place. And if you feel like things have been heavy, that's about to change, as well as it's possible that not feeling like you're having to dim your light will help you not let things won't feel as heavy. Okay, let's go to the next one. For the next three signs, so we have, so we'll have Cancerian and what is it, Leo and Virgo, right? Yeah, okay. We have Cancerian, Leo, and Virgo. Okay, so Cancerian, you are starting something new, or you're just about to get to the precipice of something. You're kind of in between worlds, possibly going through some kind of like passage or initiation. You're going from one landscape to another. If it's been dark and confusing, it's about to get clearer light and easier to breathe. And it's also about just getting through this portion. Okay, working together. So one way to get through this is to work together. Don't feel stuck. Don't feel like your circumstances are where you're going to be forever, whatever that is. I just got like whether that's a home renovation or like a person or something else. There is a way out. Showing your work, others are going to see it. Don't be deluded. Something's coming and you're kind of just in that middle, like when you're in one foot's this way and one foot's this way, so it can feel a little unbalanced at that time, you know, when you're just taking that next step. But just take that next step, you know, move past that little bump, and you're going to see a whole new landscape. It's also about perspective for you, Cancerian. Make sure that your perspective matters in all of this. So it's not just, so even if your circumstances aren't great, the physical 3D, remember, it's your perspective that can change things. As well, don't be scared of like storms and dark times, physically or like literally or philosophically. They can help, you know, clear away the rubble for new things. Okay, so for Leo, they're asking you to get a little bit more grounded into yourself. Try to tap into, so I'm not sure what placement of Leo you're watching for, But try to be more in touch with your sensitive side, wherever that might be, and also your more side that thinks carefully before taking the next step. Yes, again, it's double here. Really get in touch with your intuition, and if you have been in touch with your intuition and you have been feeling a little bit overly sensitive, that's okay. Spirit wants you to know that that's okay, and Spirit wants that for you. It's ultimately going to lead to more happiness, also that you don't need other people to be happy. You can get and achieve that by yourself. It's also telling you, try to connect with nature. Even, what is that when people walk barefoot or something? Anyway, something like that. It might not be that extreme. Flowers, big flowers, whether it's gardening or just surrounding yourself with like petals, or something that's kind of like being grounded can also feel luxurious, and that's not something you always have to share with everyone. I don't know what that's about, but anyway, but it's just wanting you to turn inward a little. If you feel like you've been really spent by talking or engaging with a lot of other people, then it's telling you to turn inward. And if you've been inward for a while, it's telling you that that's a good thing you're doing and you're in the right space for that. Okay. Virgo, trust yourself. If you've been thinking about, like, something crosses your mind and, you have these little hits of intuition, trust yourself. Try to understand what these signs and these little intuitive hits are giving you. Try and connect with your inner child or your inner self to maybe understand and reveal that part to you. Let me just tune in for the card. Don't listen to people who are so listen to yourself. If there is someone giving you advice and you normally consider them to be structured, reliable people, just look, not maybe like inward like Leo, but like just kind of capture that thing, that little sign or that little hit of intuition you're getting, and figure out, ask yourself, ask your spirit guides, what are you trying to tell me? What message is it that you're trying to send me? And listen to yourself. There's different parts of yourself. You're not just one person. There's a part of you that thinks one, like, you can have different perspectives just within yourself. So listen to all aspects of yourself. Either you're worried about being naive or getting taken advantage of, or you felt like that's happened, or you feel like, or someone thinks that could happen. That's not going to happen as long as you trust the core of the issue, and the fact that you're aware of that like, you don't want to be like caught slow-footed or anything like that, is in itself an awareness. So it's about balancing kind of your more intellectual thought self with why you got into something in the first place, why you were doing something in the first place. And again, if you just, like, say if you're like about to go into some store to do something and you're just like, what, I don't want to go into that store, even if it's that small, don't. And then think to yourself, what made me think that? What made me do that? And that might apply to something bigger going on in your life. Okay, we got 4. Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Spirit guiding me. Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Oh. Okay. Okay. So Libra, actually, they want me to pull the clarifiers out. So there must be a card in there that they want to come out again. So Libra, you might be overextending yourself, in which case don't, know that you are always protected and take any steps you need to take to remain protected. If there's someone in your energy that you don't want them to be in there, you can, you can push back. You don't have to give your energy to everyone. Make sure you're in touch with your own soul and your own needs. You might be a little impressionable at this time, like listening to other people, or not even other people, like listening to all these thoughts that are in your head, that some come from you, some come from your family, some, I don't know, like there's so many sources to why you think. Maybe do a real deep dive into why you think and feel the way you do about things. But just make sure the core of who you are, your inner child, is protected. You might want to take some time to meditate and you know, draw boundaries for yourself every morning to be like, this is what I'm going to allow these energies in, and this is not. If there are any negative energies around you, don't let them in. Yeah, okay, stand up to them. Use your intellect. You're kind. You can deal with conflict well. You can stand up. You want to do what's right for people. So, you know, use your ability as a peacemaker to protect yourself and protect your energies. Also be careful of like online security. I don't know, like cyber security. That's just a side message to protect your computer or something as well. That's kind of funny. Also, you know, if you're traveling and things and you're engaging with a lot of different people and cultures and situations, always remember that being kind and interacting, you can do that in a way that's like healthy, and you never have to give more of yourself than you want to. And it's also like giving of yourself. You might say, well, how do I know I'm doing that? Just if and when you ever feel depleted or you feel a little confused or you're not sure about things, that's kind of your sign, you know, that you're like, I need to protect myself. Protect might be a really strong word, but it's just like, that might be the word that your inner child wants us to be like, no, yes, you know, kind of thing. But anyway, that's what we have for Libra. Again, watch maybe your other placements. Libra, I think that will probably be connected to another message. Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, you might be kind of in a period where you're like, you know, hoping for something, longing for something, either an opportunity or just trying to feel more in line with yourself. You're a little bit guarded, but there is an opportunity that is coming, or where you're going to be able to see the potential again. You might be a little far away from home, your own actual home, or you might be looking for a new way to find home or what is home. And if that's a journey, like certainly be open to those questions. Don't be scared of that. You do belong somewhere. There is a soul tribe for you somewhere. I feel this might also apply to Taurus, I think, but it might actually apply to the first whole row, but also to Taurus. Is that, yeah, and that's actually, those are opposite sister signs, aren't they? Anyway, so yeah, so there is a kind of the soul tribe energy. So either you're hoping for it, looking for it, searching for it, or you're finding it, or you're about to find it. There's so much depth to you, Scorpio. Don't shy away from it, and don't also have to feel the need to turn it into something deep and mysterious. It can also just be like the ability to hold so much, and you can do so much for others and really take on and absorb the transformation of so much. It's so much to hold on to. I'm just feeling the heaviness of this, right? I don't know what Scorpio is hearing this. Maybe step out of it, step back from it. Sometimes people talk about witnessing your own pain, like so you feel like you're a witness to it and you're not experiencing it. That message about witnessing pain is going to apply to all the signs. If there's some sign that needed to hear that, please remember that's the case. Okay, so Scorpio, that's what we have for you. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Take a break. So Sagittarius, you need a little bit of a break, maybe a little travel break, maybe just a little weekend getaway, maybe just sitting at home watching TV, reading a book. You just need to get control of your life on your terms a little bit more. So not just working for the man, so to speak, but working for yourself. So even if you have a job or you go to school, and obviously you have to respond to the needs of someone superior to you or you're older or your boss or whatever, it's still saying somehow find a way for you to set up your own sense of schedule in that, to be able to feel that sense of freedom that you can feel, where you kind of feel yourself and where Sagittarius can really shine, you know, as you know, like as mutable fire, right? You can really shine from like kind of setting your own terms. Remember, you're in it for the long haul. It's like a marathon, not a sprint. So be judicious about how you're expending your energy. If you can go somewhere where you can feel the breeze or like enjoy a little bit of like the sunlight and the wind and the water near you, that'd be good. Or if you can reset your workspace to be that way, that would be good as well, potentially. Also a better sleep schedule. I don't remember who I got that for, but that was for someone as well. Okay. Okay, for the last ones, spirit guides, angels, ancestors for Capricorn. We'll shuffle that again. For Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Spirit message, quick little spirit messages. Activate. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Should we take those? No. Okay. I want a nice shuffle here, Spirit. Give me a nice shuffle. I'll do it one at a time. Capricorn. Thank you. Okay, Capricorn got 2. Aquarius. Okay, so there's something going on with one of the signs here where they really, there's a little bit more of a message for them. Pisces. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. I appreciate you working with me. Okay, Capricorn. So one of these signs is kind of trying to control themselves. I'm not sure. So, from what, I'm not sure. So, Capricorn, you might be having to, I don't know, you might be dealing with something where you're trying to figure out what the right balance is. If you've been holding on to something or you haven't said something that you've needed to say, now's the time to kind of figure out what like in pruning a plant, like what parts you want to keep and what parts you want to let go of. Kind of don't let just things like crumble away, like figure out what you want, what you don't want, or what needs to, even if it's regardless what you want, what needs to stay and what needs to go, or what needs to be set aside, actually, for that matter. Not everything needs to go. Say what you need to say. I think Capricorns usually can do that. But sometimes, you know, there's other things in their sign or where their placement is where they might hesitate to do that, either because they don't want to be harsh or they're, you know, they just don't want to deal with someone who doesn't get the picture because, you know, they're just like can't be bothered. But in this case, saying what you think is actually going to benefit someone, not just yourself, but benefit someone else. You could actually help someone out a lot. You could help somebody who's in a bit of a more difficult time get through something. So your energy is actually appreciated at this point. So it is telling you to share yourself and not feel like you need to hide away. And also for those of you who have felt like you've been hiding away because of things that are shifting in a way that you're not really comfortable with, you know, and Capricorns can handle that, you know, they're cardinal earth. But if you're not, like, don't stay in the danger zone, like come out into a place where that shift can happen in a way where you're not going to be affected by, like, not adversely affected by it. And if there's something you believe in, like, make sure you fight for it. I think these are getting longer. Okay, so Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius is kind of a very Aquarian thing. You're trying to figure out your purpose. You want to know where you're being called to, what you're different from the Taurus, Virgo, Taurus, Scorpio thing, but like, yeah, like what is your purpose? Where can you make the biggest difference? Where can you contribute for your life in a way that's meaningful to people, like everyday people, so they can get something from it, but also helpful to you, so you're not just, so you're being able to both look after yourself and also others and help, like, some humanitarian causes that you might be interested in, salvaging things, like I don't know if that's museum or architecturally related or just artifact related. That's just a side thing. There's also something of travel here, possibly. It's too many. Is there anything else here for Aquarius? Okay, yeah, so work, so there's something in, like, make sure you get on the right path for your work, because that can be really important to how you feel purposeful and how you can feel like you're contributing well. Put effort in. You need to put effort in to see something through, but also make sure that your efforts are leading somewhere. I don't know what that's about. So I don't know if some of you are wanting to do something that is a bit of a gamble. And I guess it's not saying whether it's like pro or negative to do the gamble, but it's just kind of saying make sure that it's just what you feel really called to do from inside. Like make sure your sense of purpose, I don't want to say just not, it's not just what your heart wants, but what your purpose wants for you. So that's kind of like you seem like you're very much in an Aquarian state. So that's kind of what Spirit's saying to you. So if you're feeling aligned and you're comfortable thinking those big thoughts, think them through and make an actionable plan. Okay, and finally Pisces. Okay, so you are protected right now. You're being divinely guided. Divine timing is at play. If you've been seeing signs or symbols and you're thinking that are those for you, they are. It's you might be receiving small gifts from the universe, like I don't know, a like a free something, like at the store, like I don't know, free coffee or something, but like or like a check in the mail or something. But anyway, the point is, whatever you might be receiving gifts from the universe. I don't know, something that was broken in your house gets fixed or something like that. Take rest, pay attention to your dreams. They are important. If you have moments where you're by yourself or with your friends and you just feel like, wow, this is like super perfect, this is like guidance from the divine. Um, Again, this is you're in your Pisces kind of state, so that other energy must have been Capricorn. And what else do we have here? I'm just going to try and tune to the card. If you feel like just staring up at the clouds or the sky one day, like while you're waiting, like I don't know for what, if you sit somewhere, sometimes you park your car and you sit somewhere and look up, something like that. That's an oddly specific message, but I guess daydreaming maybe is what the meaning of that image is. So be open to daydreaming. Pay attention, like if you follow any spiritual practice or things like that, and you feel like you've received some guidance that resonates with you, then follow it through if you feel comfortable. Like if you feel aligned with, you're like, yeah, like that really makes sense. This thing that someone said or this thing that I read. Then and you're like, I really want to get around to it, then do it. That's meant for you. You have a lot of potential ahead of you. There's a lot of things you can accomplish. Like the sky's the limit is what I'm kind of hearing a little bit. So yeah, those are kind of really big blessings coming in. And I think there was another reading I did, it's not related to this, but love, but for the water signs, like compassion and blessings came out, so that might be related to his. Anyway, that was a different type of spirit message for all the 12 signs. Make sure to listen to a few of your different placements to see if any of the messages resonate more strongly in one placement than the other, because that'll help you figure out when I read, which signs are more in tune with your energy and the way that the cards are being pulled here. Okay, make sure to like and subscribe and let me know if it resonated. Thanks very much. Bye, guys.